Look, the reality is Etsy is not a get-rich-quick scheme, and if you're treating it like one, you're setting yourself up for disappointment and failure. But if you approach it smart with a real strategy and a long-term mindset, the results that you can achieve will really surprise you. In this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain on my Etsy earnings this year and give you a real perspective. You're going to see exactly how much I made from January all the way to today in April. Month by month, I'll break down exactly what I earned, what I learned, the mistakes that I made, and how I'd do things differently if I were to restart that journey today. All right, let's kick things off with the month of January. And from the 1st to the 31st, I made $1,379. I had a 1.2 conversion rate, got 38 orders, and 3,000 visits to my Etsy shop. What stands out to me during this month is that incredibly low conversion rate of 1%. I usually get between 2 all the way up to 4% on my Shopify website. So 1.2%, and the idea that out of 100 people that saw my products, only one would purchase is a bit alarming for me. When I think back to this month, perhaps what could have led to that was not optimizing my product images. I do remember I would just go with the most basic mockups I can find. I would often get them on Etsy, and many other people would have the exact same mockups, so it would look very similar and not stand out from all the competitors. And because I don't have the cheapest prices out there, it's likely that customers prefer to go with my competitors, considering our presentation of the products was very, very similar. That's for my competitors that had similar products. Now, $1,379, this was actually the first month where I made over $1,000 on Etsy, and I'll tell you exactly why. So if you're still struggling the couple $100 a month range, the change that I made in January is that I actually started listing on the platform. You see, when I first started out in the end of October, all I did was list up the products that I was already selling on my website and already selling on my TikTok shop. And this was only about 14 to 16 products that I had in inventory, and I put them up on my Etsy store, and through October, November, and December, didn't really touch it. And during this time, I would get maybe 1-2 orders a week, and I finished the year with about 13 to 14 to maybe 15 orders. But when January started, I told myself, I need to get more active on this platform, because if I'm getting sales here and there with so few listings, what happens if I start listing products up consistently on a daily basis? And starting from January 1st all the way to the end of the month, I was listing between 1 to 3 listings a day every single day. I actually didn't miss a single day. And as you guys can see here, the results speak for themselves. Imagine going October, November, and December, not making more than $100 on Etsy. And right away, when I make this very simple change of just getting active on the platform and actually listing products on it the way you're supposed to, I went up to surpass $1,000 in revenue. And this month right here really showed to me that if you put in the effort on Etsy or in any platform, this I already knew, but specifically Etsy, you will get rewarded because the platform wants you to be active on there and bringing in more people. Let's move on to February now. And in this month, in only 28 days, I was actually able to do $1,720 in revenue with a 2.4% conversion rate, so almost double from January, 49 orders, but only 2,000 visits. So with less visits to our shop, we were able to get a higher conversion rate and make more money. Now, the reason for this is pretty simple. You see, in February, I decided to take the next step. I knew now I was going to get sales and make money off this platform if I listed on it. But what can we do to get more eyes on our products, more highly qualified, more interested eyes on our products, and also improve the product listings? So in February, I started to get more active on Pinterest. And on Pinterest, I would literally, every single time I'd make a new listing through the month, I would post this on Pinterest, the same exact image, and link it to my Etsy. This right here was giving me more eyes on my products, and also it was showing Etsy that I'm getting people from other platforms to come over to their platform, which every single marketplace absolutely loves this. The improvements in conversion rate, almost doubling it so soon after hitting my first $1,000 month because of those product listings. I did more photo shoots, so added more real images to my product listings, and also improved my mockups. I stopped using the very basic packs that most people are buying off Etsy, so it just looks like everyone's ripping each other off. And I started using a bit more playset mockups, but more specifically playset mockups that are unique. unique of people in those photo shoots that no one else has. And this right here is going to show that I'm doing something differently and is going to allow me to stand out from the floods of other people on the platform. Now, when I remember and think back to February, at this point in time, I think by the end of the month, I was able to surpass 100 listings. So this right here, when I surpassed 100 listings, was when more money obviously started coming in because I was giving myself more chances at bat. You see, with Etsy, you have to remember the more listings you have, the more opportunities you have to hit that home run. Another thing I did in February is adopt the mindset that it doesn't matter if I like the listing or if I like the product or even if it's super unique. If it's not being searched and people are not interested in it, they will simply not see it because Etsy operates as a search engine. So if people are not looking up your products, which happens to be a goose in outer space design that you thought was super cool and unique, well, my friend, doesn't matter that it's super cool and unique. No one's going to be seeing it and therefore no one's going to be buying it. So make sure you keep your eye on micro trends, macro trends, as well as seasonal trends that come around every single year. Moving on to the month of March, and in this month we made $1,187 in revenue with a 2.1 conversion rate, 36 orders, and 1,750 visits. What catches my eye during this month is the drop down in visits. It's almost half the amount of visitors we got in January, but when you look at the revenue, it was only about $100 to $150 less, with once again a pretty solid conversion rate at 2%. For the most part on Etsy, as long as your conversion rate is between 2 to 5%, you're pretty much in good territory. And in this month, I was actually about to drop out of that strong territory. But as you can see, I pretty much continued what I was doing in February. And the lesson for this month is not exactly a practical one, but it's one in realizing that business is often going to have its highs and it's going to have its lows. You just need to show up every single day and perform the best you can. Because in this month, I could have been super disappointed that I didn't do higher than February, that I didn't get more orders. But I remembered that, look, maybe buyer trends are just dropping down a little bit. Maybe I'm not listing up the correct products that are trending the same way I was doing in February. And I had to take a step back and analyze a little bit and then just go and make these changes. But look, not every single month you're going to blow it out of the water and do thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in revenue. And I hope something else that you guys can learn from this video is a real trajectory of what it's like to get started out on a platform. Once you start taking the necessary steps of things that you can control, like I did in January when I actually start listing products, and instead of just waiting for luck to hit you or the algorithm to pick you up, you need to do everything in your power to make sure that you are more in control of the situation. And always remember that business is going to go up and down. Don't get too down on yourself and continue to grind and stay consistent and work hard on it. And this finally brings us to April, which is the current month. And from April 1st to April 28th, we have done $1,131 in revenue with a 1.7 conversion rate and 1,977 visits. Now, there's about 2 days left in the month, and my goal is to hit or at least surpass the results from last month. That would get me pretty satisfied and very happy with the situation. What I did notice about this month, and again, this isn't so much of a practical tip, but just to help you better understand Etsy and why I always say never just sell on one platform. To start off this month, I was on absolute fire. I was getting orders very, very consistently. From the second of the month, one order, then we got 2 orders April 4th, we got 3 orders April 5th, and then stayed getting orders almost on a daily basis. But then all of a sudden I get a period from April 21st to April 24th where I don't get a single order, to then again on the April 25th get 4 orders in 1 day. So this shows me that Etsy is a little bit of, I'll be honest, a crazy platform where they'll give you sales. And I started off this month thinking I was going to surpass all the other months and blow everything out of the water. You can be bringing in traffic from other platforms. You can be posting consistently every day, improving your listings, staying on top of trends, seeing what's working well for others and applying it. And still is just not your shop that they want to push for that day or 2 or 3, 4 day, 1 week period. I've seen people complain about getting a month of no orders after having their best months ever on the platform. And the final message I want to leave you with on this video, and I hope you were able to enjoy having a real and authentic background look at how much someone is making on Etsy, a realistic look, is that don't sell solely on Etsy. For me, I saw my Shopify website I sell on Instagram shop, I sell on TikTok shop. So that's where I get most of my revenue. And I just wanted to add Etsy as a platform where I'll get an extra 2, 3, 4, even $1,000 a month of revenue. Because at the end of the year, that'll stack up, to $15,000 to $40,000 of extra revenue. But you need to remember that this platform right here, you leave yourself at their mercy. If this is the only platform you sell on, you're completely at Etsy's mercy. So if they're not pushing the kind of products that you sell, you're going to see drastic hits in your revenue and the money that you're making. So get on TikTok shop, get on other platforms. TikTok shop is my main platform, or TikTok itself, because those videos that I post on there will get visitors over to my website. It'll get people to purchase on my TikTok shop. It'll get me more affiliates and sets off a domino effect. So moral of the story is you can make money on Etsy. Etsy is absolutely not oversaturated because I only started a couple months ago. You can make at least $1,000 a month on Etsy. Heck, you can make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month on Etsy if you put in even more time and effort than I was putting into it and improving your listings even more. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. There is still money to be made out there. Nothing is too oversaturated for you to start. You got this. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, get my free course down below. It'll help you get set up, especially if you're a beginner with print on demand or with e-com and selling clothes online with your clothing brand in general. Or if you want to take the faster approach, check out the 0 to 100 orders blueprint, which will take you from 0 to 100 orders in as little as 30 days guaranteed. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.